My name is Emma Mannion, and my project is entitled Ada Deer, Rights and Responsibilities in the Pursuit of Restoration of the Menominee Indian Tribe. Menominee tribal member Ada Deer took on the responsibility of restoring federal recognition of her tribe after the Termination Act of 1953 resulted in financial, political, and cultural ruin for the Menominee. After the U.S. government failed to uphold its responsibilities, Deer tirelessly fought for the rights of the Menominee. Her diplomatic leadership led to the restoration of her tribe and laid the foundation for the preservation of tribes across the nation. Her work continues to inspire policymakers and leaders across the country to fight for Native rights and social justice. I'm a museum curator, and we are doing an exhibit about Ada Deer and the rights and responsibilities surrounding tribal termination and restoration. I'm so excited to be able to look through her briefcase and see some of the evidence that tells her story. She always carried it with her and covered it with stickers as she fought for restoration. Let's take a look. Throughout her journey, Deer shared the historical context of the undermining of the Menominee tribe. Between 1817 and 1854, multiple treaties were signed with the U.S. government that resulted in land cessions in exchange for resources for the impoverished tribe. These land cessions gradually reduced the land from about 9.5 million acres to a 250,000 acre permanent reservation as a result of a final treaty passed in 1854. These land cessions led to the loss of land, livelihood, and resources for the Menominee, and the Menominee tribe continued to experience exploitation and poverty. In 1934, the Indian Reorganization Act was passed in an effort to protect tribal lands, governments, and economies. This federally recognized tribes, including the Menominee. 1 year later, in 1935, Deer was born into the Menominee tribe. She and her 4 siblings were raised on the Menominee tribe in a one-room cabin. The tribes, like many others, continued to experience poverty. Deer noted in her memoir, "My impoverished childhood convinced me that I did not want to be poor, and early on, I decided that education was the way out." Deer prioritized education. She graduated with a degree in social work in 1957 and a master's of social work in 1961. Meanwhile, termination was being championed by Senator Arthur Watkins. Watkins described it as freeing of the Indians from special federal restrictions on the property and the person of the tribes and their members. However, Deer explained, termination sought to end federal supervision, dissolve reservations, and assimilate individual Indians into the American mainstream. The Termination Act was passed in 1953. Menominee reservation land was reclassified as Menominee County, ending federal support for basic needs such as healthcare and education. In the coming years, the Menominee County was the poorest in Wisconsin, ranking lowest for family income and highest for unemployment. Many Menominee were forced to leave the reservation, often living in poverty in urban areas. Menominee culture was being diluted and tribal leadership was fragmented. Menominee Enterprises Incorporated, MEI, was formed in order to manage assets. However, those who preferred to speak Menominee were deemed incompetent to vote. Menominee leadership, mostly white, continued to sell land to mainly white owners and continued to exploit the rights of the Menominee. The tribe's main income source was the lumber mill. Menominee Vern Teller explained, "I repeatedly asked the lumber mill for work hauling logs, but the MEI forester, a white man, always contracted with other whites. And when he did hire me, he did not pay me. He paid me less than them." As Menominee assets were exhausted, land was sold primarily to whites, who often held prejudices against Native Americans. Deer explained, They seemed to think that we had dilapidated houses and no jobs by choice. 17 years after termination passed, Deere set out to restore the policies that exploited the rights of the Menominee. She helped form a grassroots advocacy group, DRUMS, Determination of Rights and Unity for Menominee Shareholders. She met with key organizations and community members by writing to them and attending their meetings. She participated in peaceful protests, such as the 220-mile march from the tribal center to the state capitol. Unfortunately, these efforts were often portrayed in a negative light by the media. DRUMS protesters were deemed outside agitators and communists. In addition, Native American stories were misrepresented. In this news articles, the authors explained progress post-termination, saying, "The history of the last decade hasn't been all bad. Most notably, there have been significant advances in educational opportunities available to Menominee youth." However, in reality, as depicted in this 1966 county report, following termination, the dropout rate of Menominee students increased to about 50%. Restoring tribal status needed to be addressed, and Deere did not give up. She shared with Senator Ted Kennedy the bill that DRUMS drafted in order to restore the trust relationship with the federal government, and he supported this. She lobbied in Congress, testified in the Senate, and met with reporters to share the story of the Menominee. She always carried copies of the book, Freedom with Reservation, The Menominee Struggle to Save Their Land and People by Deborah Shames, and shared this book at every opportunity, explaining the issues of termination. When the Restoration Act was finally endorsed, hearings followed, however, not without opposition. Congressman Wayne Aspinall of Colorado often was hostile towards Deere and opposed the bill. Another opponent was Menominee's own congressperson, Harold Froelich, who owned previously held Menominee land and opposed the bill and often defended white landowners' hunting and fishing rights. However, 20 years after the Termination Act was passed, the Menominee Restoration Act of 1973 was passed. The tribe once again was federally recognized. This halted termination activities across the country and paved the way for the restoration of almost all the other tribes that had been terminated because of the Termination Act. Deere went on to live a long life of service. However, we will have to save this for another exhibit. Her legacy lives on in the generations of Native Americans and policymakers who continue to benefit from her work. Menominee tribal member Ada Deere took on the responsibility of restoring federal recognition of her tribe after the Termination Act of 1953 resulted in financial, political, and cultural ruin for the Menominee. After the U.S. government failed to uphold its responsibilities, Deere tirelessly fought for the rights of the Menominee. Her diplomatic leadership restored her tribe's rights and led to the preservation of tribes across the nation. Her work continues to inspire policymakers and leaders across the country to fight for Native rights and social justice.